6T70 Gen 2, 13 millimeters on the case. You want to mark where your studs were. That is usually where they are, not always. Go ahead and unplug your connectors. These two here, you just lift up on the tab and they will come off on your sensor down here. There's a tab you need to push over to the left, and then you can push the tab and it will unplug. $10mm here. And we have 8mm. Alright, on the Gen 2 you do not have pressure switches back here anymore, so you don't have to worry about rebuilding those. You do have a dam here for your CPU to be cooled. Alright, two 10mm here. Oh, sorry, wrong ones. Okay, on your valve body, I don't even look at them anymore. I just fix them. There's two ways to fix them. You can either buy the reamer from Sonax or Transgo and buy their kits to fix it, or you can buy this piece of the valve body from the dealership. And I guess there's really no need to take this apart. If you look right in here, this is really the side you need to look on anyway. I don't know how well this is going to show up. There's little accumulators right here. This one's not too bad. Of course, now that we're wanting to see it, it's probably not going to have one that's too bad. Sometimes you can see it. Okay, that one's real bad. I don't know if you can see that moving around in there. There's, on the Gen 2 you have 6 of them in here, and at least one of them is going to be worn out, if not all of them. Alright, you need to look at your neutral switch. These are bad about coming apart. If you do need to take it out, actually let's just go ahead and take it out. I don't normally take these out unless I just have to. I just get a heel bar. And pop the nail out. Alright, let go. It's not going to let go, so let me take it off the rod. It should all slide out. These will separate right here, and then your switch will not read properly, so make sure it's still all together. You actually really need to take this out anyway to do the Gen 2 lever seal. The first generation you could do it with it in there. Second generation, it's not so easy. It's easier to take the switch out and pop that out. There again, just use a heel bar to pop that out. Alright, don't smash your wiring harness. $10mm on the cover. $13mm on your speed sensor. Alright, pull your cover off. And go ahead and push your speed sensor out. Look at your ring tower here, make sure everything's okay. Usually it is. Make sure, you really need to clean this up to do it. Make sure your rings do not have too much play in the bore there. If you have, dang it, the adapter case press, it comes with attachments to do these pistons. It makes it a whole lot easier. Bearing here. Alright, to take this apart, we probably don't even need a press since these are burnt. Let's see if it'll come apart right here. You should not be able to get this snap ring out of here like this. Okay, just like on the Gen 1, the 3.5 reverse cushion plate is bad about breaking. I put the Sonax kit in it to get rid of this plate. Our steels are burnt, so they're going to have to be replaced. Our drum looks to be in good shape still, so we don't need to probably replace that. Our 4.5/6s are burnt. Probably going to need a pressure plate also. You got a bearing here, bearing here. Bushings are fairly bad about wear, so we're going to get a bushing kit anyway. Alright, we're going to need pistons for sure. Make sure our lands up in here are not all chewed up from the support. Take that apart in a minute. Make sure our shell is okay, that the teeth haven't eat in from the clutches. A little bit here, but it should be okay. Cushion plates are a big deal. Not as big a deal on the Gen 1s. They don't break as often, but they do still break. Alright, we're going to have to buy a kit with steels. It's just going to be cheaper. Once you get to a certain point of how many steels you need, it ends up just being cheaper to buy. Even if you don't need them all, ends up being cheaper to buy it with steels. Looks like this one's going to have a fair amount of damage to it. Alright. Plant it here, make sure our pinions are not wobbling. Not too much play up and down on all of them. Usually these are in good shape. Bearings here. Pay attention to how your sun gear was. The line was down. Same with this planet as the other planet. Make sure it's not pitted or anything. Same with this one. There's a captured bearing in here. You want to make sure it's okay. Same way with the clutches here. Alright, we have a snap ring that holds our sprag in. The open end is on this side, and the hook goes up in this spot right here. This little hook. Alright, you can mark this. I usually mark it so it makes it quicker. It will only fit one way. It just makes it easier if you mark it. We'll make sure we're turning counterclockwise, locking clockwise, and that it is smooth. And get fairly aggressive with it, as if it's not going to hold. Sometimes you have to get aggressive with it. Alright, make sure we're not cracked or hot spots back here. There's a few minor hot spots, but I think we can clean that up. Alright, yeah, damn near all the clutches, or I mean all the steels are burnt. Only one set wasn't. Cushion plate's okay. The opening of our snap ring is down in this area right here, almost at the 6 o'clock position. Go ahead and pull our bevel plate and our piston out. Not worried about the pistons since they're going to all get replaced anyway. Make sure our surface here is okay. Like I said, usually all of this is. And get our case up off of here. Make make sure your race is okay for your diff and your pinion. All scoops not cracked or anything. Like I say, usually all that's in good shape. Our lube tube. Make sure there's no pits or any unusual wear patterns on our gears. Alright, 13 millimeters here. Our baffle. And look at all that metal. Tins on our pump. Normally I don't take these pumps apart. As bad as this one is, I mean, look at all that metal. I'm going to take this pump apart. So you got 25 torques, I believe. Maybe 27. It's 27. Alright, check your chain. That's extremely loose. So we're going to need a chain. Washers underneath these gears. Make sure they're in good shape. Alright. This race here is usually the one that gets pitted. I have seen quite a few of them. And this one seems to be okay. And GM tells you not to take this pump apart. Okay, we are getting some scoring up inside of here. So this one's going to need a pump. This is the first one I've ever seen that needed a pump. Okay, I'm not going to take this drums apart until I make sure we're going to end up selling this, because this needs quite a bit of parts. And we're going to find out first. If I get to do the rebuild on it, I'm going to do a video on it, because I don't have a Gen 2 that I've rebuilt. I've done the Gen 1. So if we get to do it, we'll see you then.